class. Today we are here for grade 8 mathematics, and today we will be doing unit 2, chapter 2, that is sequence and function. So today we will be learning about what is sequence, how to generate a sequence, and how to add, subtract, or how to do functions and all about that we will be learning. Now, before we start it up, sequence. What do we understand by it? You know, sometimes a certain pattern follows up in mathematics. For example, if I write 2, 4, 6, you'll automatically understand that next will have to be 8. Next, 10 goes on. Or for example, if I draw like this, a triangle, circle, triangle, circle, automatically next pattern, by this you can understand it has to be triangle. So if a certain fixed pattern is being followed with a certain difference is equal. Differences here, if you see, the second term is being added by 2. Again in second term plus 2, you are getting 6. Again 6 plus 2, 8. So every time with a constant number we are adding in here. Now sometimes we might be subtracting also. For example, 10, 5, next 0. What will be the next? 0 minus 5. 10. If you see 5 difference, 10 and 5 difference would be 5. But it is decreasing. 5 minus 10 minus 5. 0 minus 5 minus 5. And again minus 5 will be adding it. So sign will be negative but 10. So sometimes we will be subtracting it also. So whenever such kind of pattern is being followed with a constant number adding or subtracting, we will be generating it as sequence. Now regarding sequence, few things you have to understand. This first term we denote it as A. A means the first term of given sequence. Numbers whenever it is given in a sequence. And whatever the difference with constantly they are being adding or subtracting, we call it common difference. Common difference. But we denote it with D, small d. So if we subtract, how do we find common difference? In second term, subtract the first term. 4 minus 2, you will be getting 2. Or 6 minus 4, 2. 8 minus 6, 2. So in this particular kind of series, whenever you subtract, every time you will be getting the same common difference, D. And whenever we want to call it a particular term, for example, this is first term. Now which term will this 8 be if you want to say? Then first, second, third, fourth term. It is lying in fourth position. So that's why we call it fourth term. So since the 8 is in first, second, third, fourth place, we call it, its position is fourth. So that's why we call it fourth placed number. Now what do we call for other? There might be 100 term, 2000 term. There might be infinite number of terms. See, this dot 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 means this sequence is going on. It's infinite numbers of sequence are there. Numbers are there. So if I just write like this without dot, this means it is a finite sequence. So in infinite sequence, if you want to say any numbers or any position the number will be lying in, we call it nth term. This particular fourth, for example, nth term or nth position. Now these are the common terms you should know regarding this particular topic. Now regarding this nth term, how do we calculate, how do we know which formula or which pattern it is being followed, we'll be going through it. Now before going to that, certain example, one or two more I would like to show it. This we call it where the difference are equal, one kind of sequence. Another sequence again I will show it to you, please check it. 3, 6, 11 for example, 18 goes on. Now here if you check the differences, okay, see, 6 minus 3, 3. 11 minus 6, 5. 18 minus 11, 7. So if you check differences is a bit different. Here just now I told you common difference has to be same, but here common differences are different. But still it is following a sequence. How is the sequence? 3 is added, second term 5 is added, third term 7 is added. Next automatically what will you understand? 3, 5, 7, next has to be 9, correct. So 9 will be added, goes on. So this also is a sequence then, but still where common difference is not equal. Differences are not equal. Then in that case, this kind of sequence we call it non-linear sequence. This is a linear sequence. This is not a linear sequence. Now you'll have to understand by checking the question by the given pattern whether it's linear or non-linear. You can know it by checking just their difference. Now we'll do some questions under that. You can check your exercise 2.1, question number 1. Write down whether each sequence is a linear or non-linear. Let me see. First one, 11, 15, 19, 23, 27 goes on. Now we'll know it linear or non-linear by checking the difference. Now check it. 15 minus 11, 4. 19 minus 15, 4. 23 minus 19, 4. That means it is linear sequence. Done. Similarly, check at question number 2, even 3. Now at question number C, if you see, question is like this, 4, 5, 7, 10, 14. Check the difference. 5 minus 4, 1. 7 minus 5, 2. 10 minus 7, 3. 14 minus 10, 4 goes on. That means differences are not equal. So what kind of sequence we call them? Non-linear sequence. Like that you can complete. So one more thing before we go to the another questions, one more thing I'd like to explain out here. In this kind of sequence, the non-linear sequence, how the sequence pattern goes in two ways. There is one rule called term to term rule. Here, one term to another term, how the differences or pattern is going, you can understand. For example, 3 plus 3 has been added and you are getting 6. And again 6 plus 5 is giving you 11. And again 11 plus 7 is giving you 18. That means automatically 18 plus next has to be, after 7 comes odd number 9. So 18 plus 9, it has to give you 27. So like that you can understand. Now this kind of rule, we call it term to term rule. What has been added in each term in non-linear sequence, we call it term to term rule. Now sometimes another rule is also there by which you can generate it. We call it position to term rule. Position to term. Now here not only that, another formula also you can take. See, this is the first number. First term, second term, third term. The first term, it is following. First term is 1 and would be 1. 1 square plus 2 if I do. Just take. 1 square is 1, 1 plus 2, 3. Second term is, this 6 is second term, let us find. Second means 2, 2 square plus 2, 2 square 4 plus 2, 6. Generating it. Third one, 3. Obviously after 1, 2, 3. 3 square, 9. Every time 2 has been added, so let us add 2. 9 plus 2, 11. It's generating. Now what kind of rule it is being followed? Whatever term it is, each square plus 2 has been added in each one. That means position, whatever position it belongs to, each square plus 2 is the rule for position to term. Now by these two methods also you can generate or understand the non-linear sequence pattern. Remember, but this is only for non-linear. For linear, it follows the way I have told you before, either addition or subtraction. So since in linear addition or subtraction is being done, basically plus and minus, we call it algebra also. And we even call those kind of sequence arithmetic progression as well. Later in grade 10 also, later you'll be learning this kind of pattern. We even call it, where the differences are equal, arithmetic progression. So this type we call it non-linear, and in non-linear there are two ways, term to term, position to term. Now you have to remember this rule when we go for further question. So when you look at question number 2, first one, it is given like this. Generate 4 different terms or write down the first 4 terms if first term is 8 and term to term rule is subtract 5. From here what do we understand? First term is 8. Now second term would be, in there subtract 5. 8 minus 5, 3. Again third will be 3 minus 5, plus minus minus, it's greater, and 5 minus 3 is 2. Again minus 2 minus 5, minus minus minus, but you'll add them. Again minus 7 minus 5 minus, but 7 plus 5, 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This, like this 4 terms are being already generated. Now this is how we follow term to term rule. Please complete question number 2, everything like that. Similarly, you can do question number 3 and 4. Now come back to question number 5. Use the position to term rule to work out the first 4 sequence. And look at question number 5c. Term is like this. Position number square plus 4. Now what we are doing, like before non-linear sequence we are following it. So here you have to find first 4 terms. First term will be, A will be, first position it has to be 1, its square plus 4. So 1 square 1 plus 4, 5. Now second term, term 2, position has to be 2. 2 square plus 4, 4 plus 4, 8. Similarly, third term will be 3. 3 square plus 4, 13. Fourth term will be 4 square plus 4. 4 square 16 plus 4, 20. Goes on. They are asking you just to find 4 terms. This is how we do. Now like this, please try to complete question number 5 everything. 6 also you can work it out. Position to term rule has been given there. Now question number 7. The third term of sequence is given 25. Okay, let me show it to you. Question number 7. As per question, the third term of sequence is 25. Third term, I am writing A3, denoting third term of that particular sequence, is 25. Fifth term is 73. Similarly, A5 is 73. Which of this position to term rule is the correct one for the sequence? Now 4 options are given there. Position square plus 16. First option is position number square plus 16. Second is 5 into position plus 10. C is 3 into position square minus 2. D is 9 into position minus 2. Now you have to check whether they are following that or not. Third term is 25. If there is third term means 3 in the first option. 3 square 9. 9 plus 16, are you getting 25? Yes. But follow for the second one also. 5 square 25 plus 16. Are you getting 73 or not? No. That means no, it is not being followed. Now check to the second. Second one is here. First is 3. 5 into 3, 15. Plus 10, 25. You are generating. Second one, 5. 5 into 5, 25. Plus 10, 70. No, it is not being. Now third one. Here 3. 3 square 9. 9 into 3, 27 minus 2, 25. Yes, you are getting. And for the second one, 5. 5 square, 25. 25 into 3, 75. 75 minus 2, 73. Correct. Now this is being followed for both the sequence. Then the option has to be this. Like that, if it comes in exam with the options, please check it out by putting in place of position that given one, either 3 or 5, and check for each one of them. Which one it follows, that would be your correct answer. Now like this, please complete this particular exercise, everything. Now, the second one, exercise 2.2. Before going to that, the terms which we did before, for example, 2, 4, 6, 8. Here I told you that any position if you want to find 4th, 5th, 9th, 10th, 100,000, we denote with n, nth term. So in order to find any position, sometimes already formula will be fixed. And there you just have to put the number and calculate the other part. For example, if I say 2n, for this sequence it is following 2n pattern. Now we want to know for nth term, for 20th term for example. 20th term you want to find. That means in place of n you have to put 20. Why? Because th means n has it and it has to be. So in place of n, 20. 20 into 2 is 40. By this also you can calculate directly nth term. Now only the thing you have to remember is in place of n, keep the value whatever will be asked in the question. Now let us see few questions. Exercise 2.2. 2.2 first one. The nth term of sequence is given by 3n. nth term is given by 3n. Work out the first 3 terms and the 10th term of sequence. Now let us find first 3 terms. First term, in place of n you will be keeping 1. 3 into 1, 3. Now second term, you can even denote it with a1, a2 also. 2 means second term, so in place of n, 2, 6. Third will be obviously 3 into 3, 9. And they are even asking you 10th term directly. So now you have to keep in place of n 10 because 10th term. Now even in place of n you keep 10. 10 into 3, 30. So this is how you will work it out for such type of question. Now if you check exercise 2.2, same is there. Even question number 2, 6 minus n, in place of n put 1, 2, 3 and even put 20th and find 3, 4. Similarly work it out. Now question number 5 and 6. 5, a pattern is given there in a yellow boxes 8, 9, 10, 11 like this. Another yellow boxes are also there. I'll do for one. And second, there are nth term given n minus 4, 2n plus 4, 4n minus 2, 4n, 7n, or n plus 7. Now there are 7 boxes each, yellow and blue. You have to match it with what sequence or the nth term it belongs to. First one, it is 8, 9, 10 goes on. You have to check which one follows the correct. First term is 1. So 1 minus 4, you never get 8, forget it. 1 into 2, 2 plus 4, you are not getting it, forget it. 4 on the 4 minus 2, no. 4 on the 4, no. 7 into 1, 7, no. The last one, 1 plus 7, 8, correct. Now second term, 2, 2 plus 7, 9, correct. 3 plus 7, 10, correct. That means you have to join this yellow box with the option 6. So like this you complete that particular question as well.